From Variety, TikTok has returned to Apple and the Google App Stores. I would just describe this as hypocrisy. I am not a fan, but let's read. They said the tech giants had pulled TikTok from their stores because a federal law effectively banned TikTok as of January 19th. Penalties for violating the law by hosting or distributing TikTok in the U.S. are $5,000 per user, or as much as $850 billion in penalties, given TikTok's claim that it has 170 million users. As such, both Apple and Google had removed it. Trump signed an executive order instructing the U.S. Attorney General to abstain for a 75-day period from enforcing the ban. The order also instructed the AG to issue a letter to each provider stating there's been no violation of the statute, that there is no liability for any conduct as of January 19th and through the 75-day extension. According to a Bloomberg report, Attorney General Pam Bondi sent both Apple and Google letters Thursday to that effect. Likely for that reason, they have now restored these apps today, and it's wrong. I do not agree with the idea that Congress can pass a law that will just be unilaterally just not enforced on a whim to this degree. This is passed by Congress for good reason. It had bipartisan support, and then for now Donald Trump thinks that it helped him get young people. They did this stunt. Now he's saying we're not going to enforce it against TikTok. Okay, well, let me tell you guys. We started a new TikTok because we've been banned like 4 times, and they banned us again because for literally having an opinion show. Well, they give us a warning.
Okay.
So we're probably banned at any moment.
Sure.
And, we don't want to not be on these platforms, but they won't let us on them. They outright said that we exist in a shared reality and the opinions expressed on your show don't exist within it. So you are being warned we will delete your channel. That's TikTok.
Wow.
What opinions on this show warrant that? Well, Donald Trump is defending it. And I think that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, it's terrible. The app TikTok is a method of propaganda. It's linked directly to the Chinese Communist Party. ByteDance has a CCP officer in their building. It's just like when the FBI was in Twitter.
I would argue that Facebook is no different. YouTube no different.
I agree
Very
with
different.
you in principle, but in principle, I agree with you. But at the very least, you have the recourse to be able to go to court in the U.S.
True.
with those. You can't go to court against ByteDance in the U.S. They don't have to. And also, you're not going to be able to take the Chinese government to court either. You can actually have sue the American federal government if you want to, and you'll get into a court, and it's possible that you'll win. People have in the past. You're not going to sue the Chinese.
See, I thought the issue with TikTok though was that there are concerns over the collection of user information,
Sure.
PII, and all of that.
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the argument Jimmy Kimmel made, which I'm surprised to say is a good one, is that sometimes kids grow up. And when they do, these 15-year-olds who put a whole bunch of compromising information on the platform and videos they may be embarrassed by, when they're older and they're working for, the tech industry or any company, really, China's going to have information to get access to their accounts. But the big issue, in my opinion, is that TikTok largely promotes leftist ideology. So, look, the fact that they've now told us to our faces, I should say, in a warning, that the opinions expressed on the show exist outside of their shared reality, it is obvious. We are not a far-right show by any sense of the imagination. Ro Khanna called me reasonable. Democrat guy says, oh, wow, you're fairly reasonable, huh? It's a fairly moderate show with an eclectic bunch of voices. Not a lot on TikTok. TikTok is all about the narrative machine. It's about propping up to the tunes of tens of millions of followers, people like Dylan Mulvaney, to tell kids to cut their balls off.
Yeah.
That's TikTok. Facebook and YouTube have these problems as well, but at the very least, they struggle against American culture and society, which largely protects this and resulted in the election of Donald Trump. Trump then caves and is now defending TikTok, and the assumption is it's because there's a powerful billionaire investor who started hiring a bunch of conservatives to flip on the issue. He paid him money. They caved.
Well, maybe TikTok will become less leftist now that they're not getting probably all this USAID money going to half of the people that were running shows on there.
I don't know that they're getting USAID money, but we assumed maybe because they were fearing the ban, and by Donald Trump saying we're going to protect TikTok, the censorship would stop. But we had a conservative on Deborah Leah the other day saying that she got banned 4 times. Yeah. Look, Riley, there are tons of people who flipped the moment Trump said so. He said, we like it now because young people like us. So Riley Gaines, for instance, was defending TikTok, and they're using this fake meme where they claim that Hawaii is owned by China. I don't know. It's actually nuts. There's a map where it's like, here's the bigger threat, all the farmland China owns. And it literally shows the entire island of Hawaii is owned by China. Guys, it's not real. It is fine to say that we don't like China buying farmland. Done. We'll deal with that as well. This is a separate issue. But the issue is Riley Gaines, who I respect, and has a good message, 600,000 followers on TikTok. Dylan Mulvaney, 13 million. So are we really going to play this game? We know TikTok is unaccountable, taking young people's data and largely pushing woke leftist ideas that will destabilize and destroy our culture and our country. For what reason are they defending it?
I had a huge in Discord, Timcast Discord conversation after that one time we had that nice fellow Joey on, and it was like 3 days worth of conversations, and everyone's backing TikTok because of those reasons. Like maybe it's not that bad. They're finally sharing American values. They're letting us speak. So Raymond, it's not what you think it is, Raymond, and like why it's so. My feeling, of course, is I disagree fully. I don't give a F about this. TikTok, they can go right away. Phil, what do you think?
I think that this whole issue could be solved by Meta if they would take the TikTok model, which is make sure that every single piece of content that is put on Instagram gets put into someone else's feed.
They do that.
Do they do that? Because
Instagram adopted the TikTok interest algorithm model years ago.
Did they?
I hate it.
So then why? Well, then why is it? That things on TikTok will go viral in ways that it doesn't on YouTube, on other platforms?
But what do you mean?
Well, so like you can see.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because it doesn't. It is different. I'll give you an example. I had a TikTok video I made, and it went viral, and I think I had like over 200,000 viewers within 24 hours.
How many comments?
Never. A lot of comments. I don't know how many I got, but the thing that was crazy is I've never seen
real
anything.
views?
I was going to ask you that.
That's a good question.
Are they propping you up? They're propping up the right for their own purposes.
Well, this was it was over a January 6th issue, which I was kind of surprised because obviously you couldn't get anything through Facebook, through YouTube, through any of the major platforms, that were in the U.S.
About 12 years ago, there was this big scandal. Actually, I don't know what, there was a lawsuit that happened. Facebook was accused of fraud. They had been claiming that views that were not views were views. So basically, people would be on Facebook. They'd scroll past a video, not actually look at it, but as soon as it turned on, view. So I remember being at a meeting with Discovery Networks. And they were saying, what do you think? You think YouTube's still going to be able to dominate? Because, man, our views on Facebook are huge. And I said, how many comments are you getting? And they're like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, take a look at how many comments you get, the actual engagement. There's a ratio that would make sense. And they basically said, I don't know, man. We put up a video, we get like 10 million views on it. And we put it on YouTube, we get like 1 million. And the advertisers don't care. And I was like, yeah, okay, it sounds like those aren't actually views. And the advertisers will care after the first month when they realize they're getting no return on the money they're spending.
That's a good point.
So, sure enough, Facebook got sued over this. So the issue very well may be that the structure of TikTok and how it displays information has people convinced, wow, I'm going viral. I should use this platform instead.
That's a very good point.
Well, I mean, so TikTok does also like lay it out in their on their app. Like this is the protocol you need to follow, so that way you can be successful on TikTok. And the people that follow that protocol seem to get to the point where they're successful. Now,
like, what does that mean though? Like how to post videos or what?
How to post and the schedule you should post if you want to reach maximum viewers. And TikTok has some kind of special sauce. I don't know what it is. Well, but there's something about TikTok.
They definitely feed you back stuff that you're interested in, because I hardly ever see anything liberal on TikTok. But that's because I'm not interested in anything liberal. I mean, I get nothing but conservatives on there.
And I don't believe that there aren't people at Instagram or at YouTube that can't look at what's going on and say, okay, we've watched enough videos and have done enough studying of what TikTok does to where we cannot reverse engineer. I totally believe that it's possible to reverse engineer it. And considering I believe that's possible, I don't see why another platform doesn't adopt that, because TikTok is the most successful.
So Instagram copied TikTok years ago. It functions much the same way. You'll notice this in that when you go to Instagram, you no longer are, when you're scrolling your timeline, it is not people you follow.
So then what's the special sauce that makes TikTok better? Why is it that people prefer TikTok?
I don't think it is. I think it's just it's critical mass.
Do you mean Reels, Tim? Because when I open Instagram, I get the people I follow, but when I go to Reels, I always get the far leftists. I get crazy. Like, I don't care about you.
If you open Instagram, the home tab, you will get some of what you follow.
Okay.
Followed by it's a mix of interest and random stuff.
Oh, I don't know who It's Fuzzy was. Okay.
Right.
I don't know this download. Okay. But
Behind the scenes of Jack Black and the School of Rock. I don't know why it's sending me that.
But either way, get rid of Instagram, get rid of Facebook, get rid of all of it. I don't care. Save the minds of the youth. That's all that matters. Save America.
So what about?
We don't need social media. Helpful to the conversation at all.
I know.
Section 230.
I feel like Ian right now.
What about it?
Well, they don't enforce it. You know,
Right.
you have the Congress created this law. Nobody enforces it whatsoever.
Well, no. It's a protection for the companies against liability, so it's enforced all the time. If you try to sue,
but they're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be. It's supposed to be treated like a utility, right?
No. So people misunderstand Section 230. Section 230 specifically says internet service providers are allowed to editorialize and delete content. That's what it says. It says if content is objectionable, obscene, or otherwise, it can be moderated without liability. That's what the law says. It is enforced every day. If you try to file a lawsuit against Facebook, it will be enforced. Your lawsuit's thrown out. So there was this confusion that came up, 8 years ago when everyone was talking about Section 230, because people kept saying, yeah, but are they a publisher or a platform? Literally never mattered and has nothing to do with Section 230. Section 230 just says that if you're an internet service providing, people the ability to use it, not only are you not liable for the things they post, you are additionally allowed to delete by your choosing of what you think may be obscene, and you still maintain those protections. So it explicitly states if you can delete for these reasons, and it's opinion. So that's where we are. They want to repeal it, then I think that would dramatically change. If they got rid of Section 230, YouTube would become CNN. YouTube would have to enter into formal contracts and then go to people and say, you're hereby not, then they would actually say, we're going to oversee the production of your content because we won't allow you to publish certain things. Otherwise, we will get sued. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.